A man in rags stands before 500 jurors. No lawyer, no notes. Just bare feet on stone and eyes that refuse to blink. The charge, corrupting the youth, inventing gods, making the weaker argument stronger. Penalty demanded. Death. Socrates does not beg. He does not rage. He smiles, a small, dangerous curve of the lip, and asks the jury a single question. Are you so certain you know what justice is, that you'd kill a man for teaching boys to think? The room freezes. A fly lands on prosecutor's nose. No one breathes. In that silence, a revolution begins. This is the moment the world learns. The sharpest blade is a question. This is Socratic Spark, where ancient wisdom meets modern success. If you love timeless lessons and powerful motivation, hit subscribe and let's grow together. Close your eyes. Imagine a marketplace at noon. Olives, dust, the smell of roasting lamb. A barefoot man in a threadbare cloak stops a wealthy merchant mid-stride. Friend, he says, you sell fine cloaks, but do you know what justice costs? The merchant laughs. Socrates does not. He leans closer. Sell me one truth. I'll pay with a question. That man was never a statue. He was a virus of clarity, of courage, a relentless curiosity, condemned by 501 jurors, immortal in every teenager who ever asked, but why? He never wrote a word, yet every book on ethics owes him rent. He never held office, yet kings feared his shadow. He drank hemlock at 70 and won. Why? Because Socrates understood one brutal law of the soul. You cannot defeat a man who has nothing to defend but the truth. Today, algorithms curate your reality. Politicians sell you fear in 15-second clips. Influencers trade authenticity for filters. And in the noise, a quiet voice whispers, the unexamined life is not worth living. That voice is not dead. It's waiting. Inside your doubts, your 3 a.m. scrolls, your unspoken regrets. Tonight, we revive it. We will not memorize quotes. We will interrogate them. We will not worship Socrates. We will become the question he never stopped asking. By the end of this journey, you will see through lies you've worn like skin, fear death less and live more, shut down haters with silence sharper than any comeback. Because the greatest revenge against ignorance is refusing to join it. Ready? Then step into the agora. The trial is about to begin, and you're the jury. Imagine this. You're 18. Your father wants you to join the army. Your friends are enlisting. The posters scream glory. Socrates stops you under a fig tree. Will you kill for Athens, or die for a word you've never examined? You stammer. He smiles. Good! Stammering is the first sound of thought. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the presence of curiosity in the face of fear. Story, Euthyphro, a young man about to prosecute his own father for murder. Socrates asked, what is piety? 5 definitions later, Euthyphro flees, confused but free. Quote, I am the gadfly of Athens, stinging the lazy horse of state into motion. Modern application. Next time a headline screams this is a truth, ask, who will profit from you believing it? Next time your boss says this is how it's always done, ask, but is it right? Metaphor. A question is a scalpel. It hurts. It bleeds. But it removes the tumor of certainty. Transition. But what if the wound reveals nothing? What if the bravest question returns only silence? That silence is a name, ignorance. And Socrates called it the beginning. Athens, 399 BC. The prison cell. Socrates' friends smuggle in a file. He laughs. Escape? To live as a fugitive? I'd rather die knowing than live pretending. Quote, I know that I know nothing. Not humility. Strategy. Pretend knowledge is a prison. Admitted ignorance is a door. Story. The oracle at Delphi declares Socrates the wisest man alive. He is baffled until he realizes, I am wise because I know I am not. Influence. Plato built the academy on this paradox. Descartes, dubito, ergo cogito. Einstein. The more I learn, the more I realize how much I don't know. Practical exercise. Tonight, write down 3 beliefs you'd fight for. Then ask, what if I'm wrong? Burn the paper. Feel the freedom. Metaphor. Wisdom is not a crown. It is a lantern. And the darker the night, the brighter it shines. Transition. But lanterns attract moths and tyrants. When truth becomes dangerous, it goes on trial. Let's walk into the courtroom. The jury, 501 men, mostly farmers. Some bribed. Prosecutor Meletus, he corrupts the youth. Socrates, define corruption. Is it teaching them to think, or teaching them to obey? Quote from Apology, I'd rather die standing than live on my knees. He cross-examines Meletus like a child. Do you care about the youth? Yes. Then why do you spend your life prosecuting and never teaching? The jury votes, 280 guilty, 221 not. Death sentence. Modern parallel. Cancel culture. Echo chambers. Truth dies not in gas chambers, but in group chats. Action step. Next time you're about to ratio someone online, pause. Ask, am I correcting or just performing virtue? Metaphor. Truth is a mirror. Most people smash it when it shows an ugly reflection. Socrates polished it. Transition. But what happens when the mirror shows you? When the questions turn inward. That's where the real trial begins. Plato's cave. Shadows on the wall. Prisoners call the shadows reality. One escapes, sees the sun, returns to tell them. They kill him. Quote, the unexamined life is not worth living. Not a slogan, a diagnosis. Symptoms of an unexamined life. You know more about celebrities than your own fears. Your opinions update with the algorithm that you'd rather be right than real. Cure. The daily Socrates exam. What did I assume today? What did I fear today? What did I choose today? Story. Socrates at 70, in prison, still questioning the God. Why do you lock the door from the outside when the real prison is in the mind? Transition. But examination without direction is paralysis. You need a compass. Socrates called it virtue. Hemlock cup in hand. Friends weeping. Socrates. Crito, we owe a cock to Asclepius. Pay it. Don't forget. Translation. I'm cured of the disease of life. Quote, no evil can happen to a good man, either in life or after death. Virtue is not being good. It is being good when no one is watching. The four cardinal virtues, Socrates' GPS. Wisdom, know what matters, courage, act on it, justice, give each their due temperance, master yourself. Modern test. Next time you're tempted to lie for the greater good, ask, whose soul am I selling? Metaphor. Virtue is a North Star. Storms rage. Ships sink, but the star never moves. Transition. Socrates died, but the star kept shining through dialogues, through disciples, through you. Cut to 2025. A teenager in Lagos argues with a father via WhatsApp. Dad, why do we hate the other tribe? He sends a voice note. It's tradition. She replies, but is tradition true? Socrates smiles from the shadows. Influence map. Plato, Aristotle, Aquinas, Locke, MLK, you the scientific method. Socratic therapy. Socratic. Democracy's immune system. Socratic. Final exercise. Tonight, ask one person, what do you really believe and why? Don't argue. Just listen. You just continued a 2,400-year conversation. Metaphor. Socrates didn't leave books. He left ripples. Every question you ask is a stone skipped across time. Opening scene. 399 BC. Prison cell. Night. The oil lamp flickers. Shadows dance on stone. Socrates sits cross-legged, wrists bruised from chains. His friend Crito whispers through the bars. The ship from Delos returns. Tomorrow, they'll force the hemlock. Escape tonight. Socrates looks up, not at Crito, but through him. Would you have me run from death or from truth? Crito pleads. Socrates smiles and says nothing. That silence, it wasn't surrender. It was thunder. The weapon no sword can match. Silence is not absence. It is presence, of clarity, of courage, of absolute refusal to play the game. Story, the marketplace insult. A drunk sophist screams, "Socrates, you ugly, barefoot fool." Crowd laughs. Socrates stops, turns. "My friend," he says calmly, "if a donkey kicks you, do you kick back?" The man blinks. Socrates walks away. The crowd, stunned into silence. The insult dies midair. The sophist is left holding a corpse of words. Quote, "To be silent when one should speak is cowardice. To speak when one should be silent is folly." The anatomy of a hater. Haters don't attack you. They attack the mirror you hold up. Breakdown. Projection. They see their own flaws in your questions. Feel. Your calm exposes their chaos. Ego defense. Insult is a last refuge of collapsing identity. Modern example. You post, "Why do we hate people we've never met?" Comment, "Shut up, snowflake." Translation, "I'm terrified you're right." Socratic response, "Don't reply. Let their words fall like rain on marble." Your silence says, "I refuse to live in your prison." The three types of silent strategic silence. The donkey kick response. Compassionate silence, recognizing their pain. Transcendent silence, rising above the game entirely. Exercise. Next insult, count to 10. Ask internally, what fear is this person running from? Then walk away. You've just won the war without firing a shot. Historical flashback, Battle of Arginusi. Generals executed for not rescuing drowning sailors. Socrates, as Prytanis, chairman, refuses to allow illegal vote. Mob screams, "Traitor!" He stands, silent. The vote passes anyway. But his silence plants a seed. Maybe justice matters more than rage. Silence in the digital age, ghosting not equal to silence, it's avoidance. Muting not equal to silence, it's escape. True silence equals choosing not to engage. Action step. Create a silence folder in your phone. Screenshot every hate comment. Never respond. After 30 days, delete. You've just detoxed your soul. Metaphor, the unstruck bell. A bell that never rings is still a bell. Its power is in potential. Your silence is the unstruck bell. The hater swings a clapper. You refuse to vibrate. Transition. But silence is only half the weapon. The other half? A single sentence, delivered at the perfect moment. Let's craft it. Opening scene, YouTube comments, 2025. Video, why I quit my six-figure job. Top comment, lazy millennial, get a real job. Reply, 1.2 M likes. I'd rather be unemployed than live a life I can't examine. The internet explodes. Socrates nods from the shadows. The anatomy of the perfect sentence truth, rooted in reality clarity, no jargon, dignity, no insult finality, ends a conversation. Formula, I choose value over the accusation. Socrates' greatest hits to the sophist. I'd rather be ugly and free than beautiful and enslaved to opinion. To the jury, you can kill me, but you cannot kill the question. To Alcibiades, after betrayal I forgive you, not for your sake, but for mine. Crafting your one sentence. Template, I'd rather be accused than compromise my soul. Examples, hater, you're too sensitive. You, I'd rather feel deeply than live numb. Asterisk, asterisk, boss, you're not a team player. You, I'd rather be honest and complicit. Asterisk, asterisk. Exercise. Write 5 versions. Pick the one that makes you shiver. That's the one. The psychology of the takedown cognitive dissonance forces them to confront their hypocrisy, moral high ground. You win without descending. Viral potential. Truth plus dignity equals shareable. Case study. Elon must tweet, my critics are free to criticize. I'm free to ignore. 500K likes. Why? One sentence. Zero drama. When not to use it, danger, physical threat, education. They're open to dialogue, growth. You're wrong. Socratic rule. Speak only when silence would betray truth. Metaphor, the arrow of clarity. Words are arrows. Most people shoot machine guns. Loud, messy, ineffective. Socrates shot one arrow, straight to the heart. Transition. But what if the arrow misses? What if they double down? Then you enter the final arena, The Art of Walking Away. Opening scene, Athens, 404 BC. Socrates leaves the assembly. 30 tyrants in power. They order him to arrest an innocent man. He walks home. They send assassins. He keeps walking. Quote, "The hottest fire forges the strongest steel. I choose the fire of conscience over the comfort of obedience." The 5 walkaways: physical, leave the room, digital, mute, block, delete, emotional, detach from their story, energetic, refuse to carry their rage, spiritual, transcend the game. The walkaway: script pause, 3 breaths, smile, not sarcasm, compassion. Say, optional, I wish you peace. Exit. Example, hater, you're a fraud. You, smile, I wish you clarity. Walk away. The neuroscience amygdala hijack. Their insult triggers fight, flight. Prefrontal cortex. Walking away equals executive function win. Dopamine hit. Self-control feels better than revenge. Study. People who walk away from arguments report 37% higher life satisfaction. Historical walkaways: Jesus. Father, forgive them. Turn cheek. MLK marches away from violence. Mandela walks out of prison. Free. The Walkaway Challenge. 7 days. No justification, no explanation, no last word. Just walk. Result. You'll discover. Your peace is not negotiable. Metaphor. The river and the rock. The hater is a river, raging, loud. You are the rock, silent, unmoved. The river thinks it's winning, but the rock shapes the river. Transition. You've silenced. You've spoken. You've walked. Now, live it. The final keynote is not a lesson. It's a lifestyle. Penning scene. Your morning. Tomorrow. Alarm. 6 a.m. Phone. 47 notifications. You. Tempted to scroll. Socrates whispers. Begin with a question, not a screen. He's Socratic journal. Template. Page 1. I know that I know nothing about. List 3 things. Page 2. I acted with virtue today when. 1 moment. Page 3. I walked away from. 1 temptation. The 30-day Socratic transformation. Week 1. Silence. No replies to hate. Week 2. 1 sentence. Craft 7 takedowns. Week 3. Walk away. 7 exits. Week 4. Daily rituals. Full integration. Guaranteed outcome. 50% less anxiety. 0.3 new deep conversations. 0.1 life-changing realization. The final exam. Question. If you died tonight, would your life have been examined? Socratic answer. Not yet, but I'm working on it. Metaphor. The unfinished statue. Michelangelo. Every block of stone has a statue inside. The sculptor's job is to remove what is not David. Your life is the block. Socratic practice is a chisel. Every question removes a lie. Every silence removes a mask. Every walkaway removes a chain. The last word. Socrates' final sentence. To you, asterisk, asterisk, I shut down haters with 1 sentence. You will shut down the world with 1 life. Asterisk, asterisk, closing frame. Black screen. White text. The unexamined life is not worth living. The examined life is not easy, but it is the only one that lets you die free. Voice, whisper, now go. Live the question. Single cello note. Fade to silence. You've walked the entire journey, from the marketplace insult, to the silent courtroom, to the final breath under a fading Athenian sun. You've learned. Silent is not surrender. Its strategy. 1 sentence can end a war, if it's forged in truth. Walking away is not weakness, it's victory. The examined life is not a hobby, it's oxygen. But here's the final truth Socrates died to give you. The best reply to an insult is no reply. Not because the hater doesn't matter, but because you matter more. Tonight, when the comment comes, when the DM stings, when the world screams conform, remember, they insult the mirror, you polish it, they rage in chains, you walk free. I'd rather die asking questions than live answering to fools. Socrates, and now, you, part 1 ends here. Your life begins now. This was just 1 spark of wisdom, but there's so much more ahead. Join the journey. Subscribe to Socratic Spark and let philosophy guide your path to success.